I've already started Vlogmas and I didn't realise. It's June. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Debbie and I read a lot of books. I am currently shooting this on my big proper camera because I found an attachment for it which allows me to see the viewfinder because it doesn't, it basically just stays at the back. So I've got a thing that sits on top of my camera now that reflects the screen so that I can actually see what I am doing and check that it is still recording. Yay! So I have been reading a lot again and I've got another book for you. This is an ebook. Sorry, I'm just messing with my iPad because it's on here. Read it on BorrowBox, which is connected to Leeds Libraries, my local library. And today's book is The Christie Affair by Nina de Gramont. I was really intrigued by this because I heard it was kind of based around the time that Agatha Christie disappeared for 10 days and turned up in Harrogate. And I just thought, that sounds like my kind of book. So let's read the blurb for you and then I'll go into this book. Oh, so good. Every story has its secrets, every mystery has its motives. A long time ago, in another country, I nearly killed a woman. It's a particular feeling, the urge to murder. It takes over your body so completely, it's like a divine force grabbing hold of your will, your limbs, your psyche. There's a joy to it. In retrospect, it's frightening, but I dare say in the moment it feels sweet. The way justice feels sweet. The greatest mystery wasn't Agatha Christie's disappearance in those 11 infamous days, it's what she discovered. London 1925. In a world of townhomes and tennis matches, socialites and shooting parties, Miss Nan O'Day became Archie Christie's mistress, luring him away from his devoted and well-known wife, Agatha Christie. The question is, why? Why destroy another woman's marriage? Why hatch a plot years in the making? And why murder? How was Nan O'Day so intricately tied to those 11 mysterious days that Agatha Christie went missing? Dun dun dun! So this is in crime and thriller, historical family sagas and historical fiction. On ebook it's 368 pages and it was released on here January 2022. I was so intrigued by this book because the caption on it that made me think, oh, that sounds interesting, is a stunning novel that reimagines the unexamined 11-day disappearance of Agatha Christie that captivated the world. I've always been quite interested in kind of that 11-day, I keep referring to it as 10 days, that 11-day disappearance and the fact that she turned up in Harrogate, of all places, and the hotel that she turned up at. I've done jobs at that hotel. I used to be a part of a murder mystery company and I did a couple of murder mysteries there, and it's an amazing hotel. It's gorgeous. I've always been kind of interested in it, and this book has everything you could possibly want. It's got the history there, you've got Agatha Christie there, that didn't intend that to rhyme. History, Agatha Christie. You've got a murder mystery in there. What? I'm just rhyming. You've got history, Agatha Christie, murder mystery. Maybe that should just be the title of this video. Yeah, so it's basically about the time that Agatha Christie disappeared through the eyes of her husband Archie's mistress. And it's just such a clever idea and it really works, and the fact that you do have that murder mystery in there as well really kind of pulls into the Agatha Christie audience. If you like Agatha Christie stories, if you like that murder mystery, you've got it in a book about Agatha Christie. It's a work of fiction but based on like true events and real people. I could not put this book down. I will say that, especially early on in the book, Nan, the mistress, who you see everything through her eyes, she is unlikable at certain points, and as you delve further into her history, because you kind of have, before the disappearance, during the disappearance, at which point it goes like day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, and sometimes it kind of goes back on itself to kind of remind you of what other people were doing during that time. And then you also get flashbacks to Nan's childhood, so you find out what her story is, her involvement in everything, and what happened to her before, to kind of see how she became what she's become. And it was just so interesting. I will put a little trigger warning out there for people. There is stories of sexual abuse in this story. It's a very, very important plot point for Nan when you look at her childhood and her teen years in Ireland, in the Catholic Church. If I say that, I think a lot of people might figure out where this is going. You see the story of Nan in a consenting relationship where she gets pregnant, and then the abuse that she and her friends suffer in the church from the priest that is supposed to be looking after them. That is a very, very powerful storyline in this book, and it really does. It is very important. It isn't just something that's just thrown in for the sake of it. It really is important to Nan's backstory. The character of Nan, I don't know much about the real person. There's not really much information about Nancy, the woman that Archie Christie had an affair with and then ended up marrying, having another child with. There's not much information about the real woman out there, so this is very much a fictionalised version of Nancy as Nan. She's referred to as Nan throughout the whole book, not Nancy. Yeah, it's so interesting to look at the things that Nan thinks happened and the stuff that she knows happened based on her relationship with Agatha, and the things that you find out are happening in Harrogate at the time that Agatha Christie went missing, and just how all the storylines kind of fit together as you realise how important Nan's backstory is and how that's who she has become now and how she interacts with other people and how the two stories overlap as well. Oh, it's just so clever. It's just so clever. I can't say too much about this without spoiling everything, but I just will say that Nan's backstory is very, very important. And the way the murder mystery is brought in is really clever. On the surface it looks accidental. It kind of looks like a heart attack versus somebody dying of broken heart. But then as they delve deeper they realise, oh no, there's a possibility that somebody knew who these people were and did something about it, which... It's just so clever, it's just so interesting. Can you tell I enjoyed this book? I finished reading this a couple of days ago, and since then I've actually finished another book, so I've got another book review to do after this one. But yes, so the review after this one is going to be The Chalet by Catherine Cooper, and I'm still listening to The Windsor Knot by S.J. Bennett. I think I've got about 4 hours left to finish that one. I really enjoyed The Christie Affair. That is the front cover of the book. This is on autofocus at the moment, so I have no idea if you can like hear it moving. I didn't want to do that on manual focus just in case it did go out. I think autofocus is the best one for this camera probably, and obviously I'll film other things on this camera going forward, so hopefully I'll figure it all out. I mainly use this camera for photos, but now that I have got my little reflection thing so that I can see the viewfinder. The Christie Affair, Nina de Gramont, just so good. Got something for everybody. You've got the history, you've got Agatha Christie, you've got the murder mystery. It was just brilliant, and I just thought it was so clever. And I will say though, when I got to the end of the book I was just there thinking, for the people who are related to Agatha Christie and the people who are related to Nancy, I do wonder how this book has gone down in the real life families. Because obviously it's fiction, it's not real, it's based on real things, it's based on her real life disappearance, and it's based on things that we do know about Agatha Christie and Archie Christie and Nancy, but nobody knows what actually happened in those 11 days other than Agatha Christie. And this book says, well, what if Nancy knew something? It's just so clever. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. I will see you next week with another video. Love you. Stay safe. Mwah.